Hi everyone, so I'm going to show you how to turn a little dollhouse couch into one to go in an abandoned miniature. Now obviously mine's a bit battered about because it had like cushions glued onto it and stuff, which I've took off. What I'm going to do first of all, excuse the state of my hands because I've just painted the walls. I'm going to stick on the one chair leg, but I did remove the one at the back so it'll sit lopsided, because you want it to look lopsided and breaking down. And you'll see what I'm going to do first of all, because I didn't make this very well when I made it in the first place. I'm just going to trim off the excess fabric where it's over the edges, because with these you just have bits of fabric to stick over the wood. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my scalpel to cut into the fabric and tear it. Now this is a brand new blade, so that's why it's working so well, and you just keep sort of scratching and scraping at different angles to make it look all frayed and torn. And luckily this fabric frays like nobody's business. And I'm just going to do that in a few places, on the seat, on the back, and have some of the stuffing come out, because there is a little bit of stuffing between the wood and the fabric on these, on the back and on the seat. So as you can see, I'm just cutting into it. I'm just making it look tatty and torn, worse than it was because it was already battered after I knocked the model off the shelf. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a damp cloth, in my case I'm using baby wipe because they're nice and disposable, and some black acrylic paint, but literally just a tiny dab. And what I'm doing is using this to create like a wash over the fabric, a dingy wash to make it look dull and dirty and tatty. And I'm making sure I get some of that acrylic paint in where the stuffing is as well. I want this to look like, you know, rats have been living in it, it's been gnawed by mice, it's got damp, it's mouldy, it's really starting to go because it's been in a room that's got broken windows and the weather gets in and it's rotting away. And then I've got the back right leg is off, so it will sit at a slant when it's in the model room. And if you're wondering how to make this little settee, this little couch, you just have two rectangle pieces of wood and stick one at the base for the seat and one at the back for the back, and then two small square pieces and stick either side, cover it in fabric. They're quite easy to make, but this is out of a model kit, so I'm just making this battered and torn, because I find it's easier to make stuff like look normal first and then mess with it to make it look like all battered and torn and worn down afterwards. So I'm just going to keep scraping here and there and adding little bits of paint. And then what I'm going to do is use some hot glue and just sort of scrub it around a little bit. And then what I'm going to do with that is stick some fake moss on. And this moss is just some fake moss from a hobby store that does like model making kits, you know, like model railways and that sort of thing. You can also buy this on online as well. And I'm just going to stick that here and there using the hot glue. Normally you'd stick it with PVA, but I wanted this to dry quick. You can also use hot glue to make little cobwebs and stuff as well. So this is the room so far. So we've got the textured walls, the windows, and the carpet that I showed you how to make in the previous tutorials, and then the settee. Now this has got two holes in the back wall, because originally this would have like a music box and the wiring in it, but obviously I've took those out, so I'm going to use the little couch to hide the two holes. So I'm just working on positioning here. I'm not sticking anything in place for definite yet, but I'm making sure that I can cover the holes from where it's going to be viewed. I will put some at the back to fill them in to stop the light getting through anyway. So at the minute this is like bare plaster walls and the tatty carpet. And then I was just working out at this bit whether I wanted to put the little piano in, but because it's made, like the keys are made out of paper, there's not really a way to make it look how I want it, because I'd rather have it look like the little keys are all sort of like sticking up and all out of line and make the piano look a bit battered. But I haven't worked out how to make it look like a proper battered piano yet, so I will leave that for another time. But in the end I decided to stick the couch where it is so that it would cover the gaps. And this is what it looks like so far. And obviously I'm doing a little bit each time because I can't do this all in one go. Now I need to wait for the walls to dry, because the walls have got that texture paste on, which is going to take like 24 hours to dry. So I'm going to wait for that to all fully dry. I was contemplating as well sticking like an old Christmas tree in to look like the house was abandoned around Christmas time, but the tree didn't look right, so I left that. So that's how to make the abandoned room settee or couch. Hope you enjoyed the video. Bye for now.